Okay, you gotta look local for stuff. Actually, this Monday, which will be August 31st, they're starting a new grant program for the Los Angeles area. See, a lot of this COVID money and stimulus money is going to be at the state and local level, so you got to start looking. Now, this is it's called the LA COVID Fund. And it's for businesses and nonprofit organizations and even independent contractors. Let me get me out of the way here. I can't. Okay, so here they have micro entrepreneurs. That's one category. That's with revenues you're making less than $100,000 a year. And you could be a street vendor, you could be a sole proprietor, an independent contractor, a 1099 worker, or even an LLC. As long as your revenue was less. Okay, now there it seems like $5,000 grant is available. Now for very small businesses, this is $100,000 up to $1 million. $15,000 is available. And for businesses that are bigger than that, for $100,000, $1 million to $5 million, is $25,000. Well, anything could help, but it's also nonprofit organizations. And see, the whole thing is these funds now are limited every place, so you got to get there fast. You got to start learning how to stay up on them and put in Google alerts so you're notified before they're even happening. You can't go after the fact, particularly wait a week or two, because they're probably all going to be gone. So you got to look early. Now, to learn how to find these local ones, particularly, and anything, stay on this video, because coming up, I show you how to go to Google and cheat the system a little so you know about them. Because otherwise, if you just Google, you're going to get 50 million websites, and you'll never find these little things like this because they're hidden. Google, they don't spend money on Google. So Google is no incentive to find you. So stay tuned. Watch this. Now, the other thing is, how do you find them where you are? Okay, now here's what I would do. And there's many things you can do. Go to Google and put COVID Business Grants Illinois. Okay. When you do that, look at what you get. You get 28 million websites. Well, that's a little too much. And you got to get rid of all the garbage. And the garbage is really people that are trying to sell you something. So if you go back to COVID big grants and then the state you're in, and now put settings. Now down here on settings, you see advanced search. That's the magic thing you want to do. That gets rid of a whole bunch of stuff, because here you just want the last month, because these COVID grants, they're gone within a month, 2 months, they're gone. But start at a month, find the new ones. That way you're sure they may have some money left. That's the important thing about these things, that the money goes. Remember the PPP program? All of a sudden that money went, like in 2 weeks. So they had to do more and stuff like that. So that's why you don't want to be left like that. And then the other thing, besides just using COVID business grants, try another one. Put COVID business relief, and you'll get more. Here's 105. Before we only had 22. So it's the same thing, because you don't know what they're coding on it, you don't know what they're indexing on it. You got to use a lot of other words. You could maybe just use assistance or something like that. Okay. Now, the other thing you should do, if you don't find anything by doing that, then you should set up a Google Alerts. And a Google Alerts is google.com/alerts. Now here, you'll get this page, and you have to have a Google email account, okay, which is Gmail. So you have to have a Gmail account. So if you don't have one, go set up a Gmail account, come back and put google.com/alerts. And then here you put, COVID business grants, okay? And then you create the alert, okay? And this way, with the options here, do you want it every day or every week or whatever? You choose. So just create the alert. And what you do is you create 2 or 3 of these. You create one for COVID business. Oh, I see. You got to put your state in here. So Illinois. Okay. Then you do another one, and you put COVID business assistance if you want, or help or whatever. You do a bunch of things and see what comes up. It's a trial and error. What I know may or may not work. This is just a process you have to figure out. This is all artwork, man. This is not just mechanical stuff, and you don't have to think. You see, you even have to spell right. Otherwise, it's not going to go. Illinois. I flunked English in college. I have 2 New York Times bestsellers. Don't trust me with selling. So that's it. You're looking for a grant. I think this is the best opportunity because this stuff's coming out. People aren't whole yet. Half the country is still underwater. You know, they haven't come back to where they were. We have 30 million people that are out of work collecting unemployment, and there's only 6 million jobs available. So you have 30 million, 6 million jobs. You're not going to get a job real fast. So you got to find these other sources of income, to do this, whether it's here or alternative sources besides regular jobs, which I talk about in the gig economy and things like that, freelancing. And I got a lot of help on that too. But even whether you use me or not, realize it takes work. You're going to have to put in the time, put in the hours. Nobody, me or anybody else, could give you one place to apply to and you're going to get money and all your problems are solved. No. You'll pay $10,000 to somebody, and that's why I used to charge $10,000 to people to do this. Rich people, they'll pay anything, and I still, it's not guaranteed. So that's why you have to learn yourself how to use this system. The system is for everybody. You got to learn the new school tools, like driving a car. We used to ride around on horses. Everybody learned how to ride a horse. Now we have cars. You had to learn how to ride a car to get around. Okay. Now here, you got to learn how to use this sucker to get around. Good or bad, a lot of bad things with it, right? But how are you going to get out the good stuff? And that's why learning.